Pick it up where you left off.
Who is that? I was watching that.
It was watching you.
Ladies and gentlemen, up from my slumber, it is your boy, the host of the No Pyro podcast. That's right, baby. Well-rested, battery on zero. I'm like my man, who is it, Johnny Appleseed that slept under the tree for hundreds of years?
Fuck are you talking about?
Isn't that the guy's name?
No.
It's his name.
Johnny Apples is the guy who planted apple trees all around the country.
Well, who's the motherfucker that would sleep all day?
I don't know. It's not Johnny Appleseed.
The dude who slept under the tree, he was sleeping for 100 years. I forgot his name.
Oh, it was Rip Van?
Rip Van Winkle?
Was it him?
It might have been.
I'm not gonna sleep that good.
Yeah, I mean, damn.
That's Pyro status right there.
Yeah, you be a hungry son of a bee. You be missing everything. People didn't pass you by. I wonder what a 100-year-old nap would feel like. Because, you go to sleep and you feel like 5 minutes have passed. I wonder what that would feel like.
I feel like your bladder is going to kill you before you get anywhere.
Oh, well, yeah. And wherever you rest in that's where the bladder will be at. This is let you know. Unless you coming through with the colostomy. But if you ain't, good luck to you.
This is a real disgusting opening, by the way.
I mean, listen, we're like, 100 and I don't even know where we're at right now. 120 episodes in.
117.
You might be 117, I think.
117. We're 117 in, so we've hit different topics at all angles. So this is how we're gonna start this one. Not the worst, but definitely up there. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Total Mac, aka TBD Mac, aka Sick Flair in the building. Join with me as always, my boy Swervy Lee, aka One Sub Swerve, aka Swervy Atmos. He about to earn a new AKA. Just about to call him SVS Swerve. Because that one sub Swerve don't hit like the two did. So instead of the one sub, you're just going to be known as SVS Swerve. You know what I mean? AKA Swollen Pal, FKA Yoko Tuna, AKA I'ma just hold off. How you feeling today, sir?
Well, I'm going to say something I ain't said in a long time. Get your tape decks ready.
That's a fact. They used to be. And as always, join with us is the incomparable No Chill Drew, aka EGB, aka the Applebee's Don, aka Dollarita Drew, aka that is in Arizona, 100,000%.
It is not.
Oh, surge.
That is a surge.
Wow. See, I knew it. I was right there.
Whatever it was snappy.
Straight out of Dollar Tree.
I said that's a surge in Arizona, man. I know my scientific elements when that can get cracked.
I cracked that open and I'm ready to watch Sid Vicious versus Scott Steiner for the WCW Championship.
Why that match?
You're the only one, bro. How was everyone's weekend?
Really good.
Oh shit, my man must have got him something. All right, Drew.
Oh, I see what you are today.
We only get one of these days like every 5-10 years. It's a celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been itching to this day since the wrestling podcast, but the past 2.5 months what we've been on. It is one shoe dropping in the next gen console release week. Happy next gen week. Happy console release week. And today is happy Xbox Series X and S Day. Drew, have you been affected by this at all today? Or
yes,
no?
I am. Because for
Whoa.
years, I have been looking for a proper way to display my Nintendo GameCube. And now the perfect dimensions are here for me to prop that up on a Series X and never touch it again.
You got a Series X?
Fuck no.
Oh.
These curls ain't cheap.
I'm about to say, bro, like, I didn't know when you decided to pop on that. I'm just trying to tie 2 and 2 together. If you say that you had a good weekend, I don't know if you came up with some bingo money, you decided to parlay that to a new system.
You know what is kind of funny is we were watching like comparison specs online, and my girlfriend was kind of sliding over to the green side a little bit. She was saying like everything that they had with Game Pass, and everything. She's like, "Why don't you get that?" It's like, because I mean, Game Pass is great, but there's no games. Like, there's nothing I would play.
Well,
am I supposed to play Alan Wake again for $500? Get the fuck out of here.
I think
you could play Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Or I could just have Watch Dogs on there and never play it, like I do with the 360.
I was trying to buy a game because Target's got a sale, where you've got buy 2 get the 3rd free, and Watch Dogs is one of those games. So I went to go look at the video on YouTube, and I was just sitting there like, yo, I'm not gonna play this.
Yeah.
And I
guess it got terrible reviews.
Really?
Yeah, I guess people who bought it are like, yo, I'm already done with this game. Like, it's not that I've beaten it, it's just that I'm done with it.
See, the problem with it, I think, is it looks cool and everything, but you're not attached to any of the characters because you can just play with anybody. So I think that's like the big negative. So you don't care about, who you have, if they die, or whatever. You know what I mean?
It kind of reminds me of a game on PlayStation called Death Stranding. Where it's just like, what's that?
The mail carrier game?
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, this game actually looks really good. And then you play and you're like, yeah, I'm good. Like, that's how I was. Like, I played it for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like,
I think it was like Grand Theft Auto-ish.
Huh?
Like a very, very poor version of Grand Theft Auto.
I wouldn't down it that way. There's a game called Saints Row. I would say more is a poor man's Grand Theft Auto, but this is just GTA with hacking. I'll just put it like that.
Gotcha.
A lot of computer hacking going on.
Neighbors like trying to kill each other right now.
Dude, every single day there's somebody out there yelling for someone else to let them in. Every single day. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, that's a little worse than my situation.
Oh, it's a lot worse, bro.
Yeah. All right. Well, a little while back, I teased you guys with my Xbox Series X pre-order story that I had, and we're fast forwarding about a month or so, 2 months, I think maybe time has went by, that today's launch day. I am currently sitting without an Xbox Series X in my possession, and I'm very pissed about it. So, just a quick recap, purchased it from Target and got it online, got the secure order, no email saying, hey, we canceled it. Hey, sorry, we overbooked. Pre-order, in the store or do it online, day before, none of that. So as days lead up to it, it says shipping from 11th to the 16th of November. So I'm like, okay, November 2nd, November 3rd, November 4th. Okay, yeah, let's update this Target. This didn't update until 2 days ago. And the anticipated ship date that it decided to come with was November 16th. Now, mind you, I normally go on vacations when there's no COVID going around, so I use my PTO time. I didn't go on too many vacations this year because of COVID, obviously. So I had time to save up. So I said, man, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and take some time off of work, and I'm just gonna mash out and play my game. I was supposed to be off for all week. I said something's going on with this system. I'm not gonna be able to be off, so I canceled my days. And luckily for me, I did, because if I just would have had the day off with no console, I would have just been sitting around watching, I don't know, Ron Jeremy flicks all day.
Whoa. Great choice.
So, so with that being said, there was an update today from Target saying that the Xbox Series X, as Drew so politely put earlier, is being handled by FedEx, and it's currently in Pennsylvania. But who knows? They're probably playing soccer with it. And when I get it, it'll be an Xbox One broke or Xbox Series broke. Hopefully not. But I'm kind of upset because I'm waiting for it. I was seeing everybody else with it. People at Target, we got to talk for a second because I'm pissed. How do you let me pre-order a system that I don't have? Meanwhile, someone can go online at 5 o'clock in the morning and then get it within, I don't know, the next hour. I don't understand that. I'm kind of upset about that. So,
Mac, I think you're confused. It's not that your system hasn't arrived. They've actually given you a special edition with John Cena skin.
oh my goodness. Are you talking about Word Life skin, or is this going to be
You can't see me skin?
you? Drew, thank you for putting this into a nice perspective for me, because I was livid, but now you can't see me, Cena. Come on. Are you telling me my Xbox is going to be wrapped with one of the sweatbands from his forearm?
I'm saying that it's actually every time you play a different game, the thing on top turns into a new shade of color of one of his awful T-shirts.
Oh my goodness!
And the Marine's already preloaded.
Ooh, 4K? Oh, 8K.
No, that's 360. I mean, it's 360p, man. Come on, it's Marine.
Damn. All right.
He ain't got the rock box, you know what I'm saying?
What?
The special edition.
Yeah. You know what though? Shout out to The Rock for being the ambassador for the Microsoft brand. He, I mean, to me, he isn't somebody that I'm looking at as one of the big ambassadors of the brand, but he has been around since day damn one, and he's been his head across the world. So, kudos to him what he's doing with that Series X. I'm pretty sure that shit's gonna be worth a lot of money.
Yeah. I just wish he wouldn't have said he was an avid gamer, because I'm like, bro, you ain't touched a console since the last time you touched that first one.
Right. Seriously, you don't play games, Rock. Come on. Stop it.
Yeah. What the fuck is he playing? Oh, I love the Pac-Mans. That's a good game.
He looks like he's the type to just toss the controller and just curse everybody out in the room. He doesn't care who's there. That's the type. He doesn't even need to even lose in a game to get that kind of reaction.
He looks like the type to get fucked up at Jack Astor's, and when his football team wins, hops over to GameStop and buys Madden, even though he has 6 copies already.
Yeah. So before we get into where we actually gathered here this evening, I got a question.
Yes.
We fantasy book matches all the time, whether it be WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, however many matches or however many times you do it in a year. I want to kind of fantasy book next year's Game Fest for the Xbox and the PlayStation 5. We know the games that are coming out now, but do you guys have any speculation or any guesses as to maybe a game that we'll get hyped for at E3? Maybe GTA 6, Titanfall
Not
3.
going to be GTA 6.
Okay, well, let's get into it. What do you got? What are your thoughts?
I'd say probably Fable.
Well, are you speaking about games we don't know is coming or games we know is coming? Because we know Fable's coming.
Yeah, but we haven't seen anything.
Games we don't know. I'm talking about you viewing E3 and you're like, I wonder what they're gonna show us today.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a new Fallout.
I think there will be a new Silent Hill, possibly on the Xbox side, another Killer Instinct.
Mm.
What the hell? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Overwatch 2.
And I think GTA would be in there, but just not E3 because they kind of do their own thing.
So you think GTA 2021? Because I mean, looking at the lineup for both consoles, there's gonna have to be a defining game that's gonna have to like pop something crazy.
Well, Sony has a couple that are known that'll do that if they do launch the year they say they will. But we just don't know about what Xbox has.
Gotcha.
Unless Halo actually comes out and that they have all the bells and whistles it's supposed to have, then that'll be their game. But unknown, yeah, outside of what I said, I can't pick anything else.
I feel like Microsoft got to come with something more than Halo, just because they fumbled the pack.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, they got a lot of studios, and there's still one we don't even know what the hell they're making, and that's the initiative. I ain't heard nothing about them.
Well, I mean, as long as they give us a reason to keep buying $70 games and make people want to say, okay, because right now, like you, Drew, you're like, yeah, I don't really need the system, or even you swear if I can just keep playing what I got. Like, give us a reason to say, okay, I need this console, and I feel like they got to come out with a couple games at least, AAA even, that make you want to say that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's that, and then there's other things too. Like I look at it from like right now they have Assassin's Creed Valhalla out, right, and that game is I don't know if it's as large as the last one, but those games are notoriously long, and I used to play some of the older Assassin's Creeds, but I don't mind playing them, but anytime a game comes out where it says it's 80 plus hours, like I'm no longer excited by that. Like I want a shorter game because I don't have 80 hours to give you.
See,
You know,
I'm okay with that as long as it's a good game. If you're going to give me 80 hours and it's just a drag and it feels like a chore, I don't want to do it. But if you're going to give me The Witcher 3 was, it was like 120, 140 hours.
Did you beat that?
I did, and it was definitely worth every dollar I paid.
It
and
took
so
you
was the DLC.
2 lifetimes.
What?
It took you what 2 lifetimes?
No, I mean I had vacation days that I was just pumping into that. I mean I love that game. If I had the time, I'd play it again. It was great.
I need a more linear story these days. Like if it's something like that where I gotta go level up to go fight somebody, like I'm done with that.
You
I
don't have
don't
to
want to.
level up. It's just the story itself might take a while. But
No, I
there's a
know.
lot of
I played some of The Witcher. I didn't finish it. I was into it for a little bit, and then it doesn't take me long to get out of it. That's why I'm not really a TV show guy. I'm a movie guy. Give me my beginning, my middle, my end. Let me get out of here. I don't want to sit through 7, different episodes of fluff. And that's what I feel like these long games are.
Well, people are like not lambasting, but they're kind of saying, "Yo, Spider-Man, what's the deal? Why is this game so short?" And I think it's like, I don't know.
They say like 10, 8 to 10. And I'm not mad
Yeah,
at that.
that's
It's
for the
just here's
Marvel.
my problem. If it's a $70 game, you better not give me 10 hours.
Well, it's a $50 game.
Still, 10 hours is a lot for $50. You're gonna give me a $10 game. It better be fucking $39.99.
Well, I think you're paying for bells and whistles too.
It's the AAA developer though, so it's a little different.
No, I mean that doesn't mean that we should have to pay $70 for a short ass game.
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that's probably why.
That's like spending $100,000 on a car that breaks down after 20,000 miles, but it's a Maserati, so that's what you're paying for. It's like no, this piece of shit car broke down after 20,000 miles.
Hey, some people spend $5,000 on an OLED, so I expect it to go 5 years. I mean, it's all what you want, you know.
I mean, me personally, I know I'm gonna end up buying that game. Fingers crossed. Amazon, the PS5, you have been very solid. It says arriving Thursday. I know tomorrow's the day for it, but whatever.
Have you played the first one?
Huh?
Have you played the first one?
No, so I'm gonna buy the bundle. I'm gonna buy both of them.
Okay, gotta play the first one. The first one was one of my favorite games on that system.
Yeah, I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna go ahead and pay the $70 and get the first one. I don't know how long the first one is, but I'm here for it.
It's not incredible.
It's a full game, so it's gonna be like more hours than what the other one is for sure.
Well, I'll be playing that 2 consoles, Madden, 2K, Call of Duty. If I get Creed or something else, I was thinking UFC. I don't know what my third game should be. I was looking at FIFA, but I'm like, am I really gonna play this? I don't know.
That's how I am with every time I get to FIFA. Is I'm gonna get it because it looks interesting, and I never fucking play it.
Yeah.
See, I'm so past those points where I'm like, I look at a game now and I'm like, ugh. I know I'm not gonna get my money's worth out of this, so I'll wait till this come down to 20 to justify it, or I just won't touch it.
Well, I started watching videos on YouTube. Like, am I really gonna play this? Like, nah. Like the one Godfall. I watched that for like a minute, and I said, I'm really not gonna play this. So I cut the video off. But I did see online somebody had Titanfall 2 on the Series X, and holy moly, guacamole, it looks beautiful. So I'm interested to see from the Microsoft side with this backwards compatibility what stuff looks like on the next gen consoles, because I still play some of the EA Play stuff and Madden and all of that, so I'm excited for that too.
That was turned on today, right?
Say it again?
EA Play was turned on today, right?
Yeah. Yep. Sure was.
And what a coincidence, my Game Pass expired today.
Come on back. Oh, Swervy. Welcome home. Yeah, so should be a next couple of months of very, very much fun. A lot of secluded fun, because I feel like we're getting into the second wave of things with this pandemic. So to our listeners, I'm giving you the jewels. I'm like Donnie Deutsch over here. Get your toilet paper, get your toothpaste, get your paper towels, get your snacks. Go out and splurge a little bit more on some stuff that you don't feel like going out to get, especially if you're in an area where it's going to be snowing and you don't want to go out and drive and brave holiday shopping crowds. Go ahead and get it now. Put it in the crawl space. Put it in the tuck. It's about to be a second wave. You're about to go back on quarantine. Trust me, you will not be mad when you go back to it and go, wow, Total Mac really put me on to some game. That's all.
Yeah, I ain't gonna mind while it's wintertime, but that summer really hurt.
Yeah, it definitely did.
They're already talking about a vaccine, so I mean, you might not have to worry about a second wave.
Well, shit, yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see about that. But let's get into some squared circle action, because we got to talk about AEW's Full Gear and what they're doing on in Shane and Stephanie McMahon side of things over at the WWE. But Drew, are you ready to pop into some Full Gear?
I am. So, I watched the abridged version because I just did not have the time to watch a full pay-per-view this weekend. So, if you guys watched a lot of it, help me out with some of it. But first match we have is the pre-show. Serena Deeb, the NWA Women's World Champion, defeated Allison Kay by submission. Serena Deeb, of course, was previously in WWE as the bald woman from CM Punk Straight Edge Society.
Oh.
So she retained.
Is that a sign?
What?
I mean, CM Punk might be.
Congrats for that strong swerve.
God damn, what a reach.
She might still have his numbers, all I'm saying.
Next match that we had was, and this opened the show, I was actually surprised that it opened the show, was the finals of the tournament to crown the number one contender. Kenny Omega got the win over Hangman Adam Page. 16 minutes, 25 seconds. So he is next.
The majority of this match. And the second one, actually, because I was, sailing the 7 seas like I do. And I ran into some trouble in the waters during this match here. So I missed a lot of it.
What kind of trouble was that, Gilligan?
It was
when the waves get rough.
Yeah, the waves got rough, and then lost signal constantly, and it was just skipping. And finally, things worked themselves out after like the second match. I think I was able to see a lot of that. But yeah, go ahead.
Just a question. I'm kind of confused on what you're talking about. So let me just ask you a question. Are you going to tell us what happened, or are you not?
I mean, I think you know. I mean, just judging off your question.
My bad. So it was a hostile takeover, Tom Hanks style. My bad. I think
look me. You can stream now.
Who said Paige will win this?
I did.
You did?
I think I also may have said it. I think I said he should win because Kenny could bounce back quicker to him.
The feud just felt like, even though it was on like the outside looking in as far as the AEW championship is concerned, it just had one of those feuds where, like back in the day, where it was a very long build, but it was a purposeful build. So I feel like Paige may be next up, but we'll talk about what happened with Kingston and Moxley soon.
Yeah, I don't think that this is over by far, but yeah, it did suck to see him lose. But next match that we had was the shortest match of the night. Orange Cassidy defeating John Silver in a singles match. Once again, I disagree with the fact that Orange Cassidy is fighting John Silver in this match. I think that it should have, that I kind of hurt him, but that's just me.
You think it hurt him by winning over him?
By facing him altogether, because I mean he's not a top guy by any means.
Oh yeah, hey, listen, I don't hardly watch, but I can tell by looking at him, like, who the hell is this guy?
Give him something to do, aka fresh legs.
I mean, I feel like you have enough members of the inner circle for that, but hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're gonna have him face somebody from the inner circle, don't do it against henchman number 4. Like, do it against like Evil Uno or even Brody Lee. Don't do it against the unnamed henchman number 4, John Silver, who nobody gives a fuck about.
Local neighborhood street tough.
Definitely. That's why I think I started to go to sleep on his ass. I was like, who the hell is this dude? But
his highlight of the night was ripping up the pockets.
Great. Not interested.
Next match that we had was they blew all their pyro budget. Cody Rhodes defending the TNT Championship against Darby Allin. Darby comes away with the win.
Who called this one?
I did not, because I said that there was going to be interference from Team Taz.
Did you call this one, Mac?
No, I didn't.
I feel like somebody said Darby was going to pull it off. I know it wasn't me.
It might have been Uwap.
Might have been.
Might have been Uwap. It definitely wasn't me.
So yeah, now short shorts and leggings are the new championship material.
The new face.
I think that they would take the title off of him so soon after just getting it back.
Yeah, that was I don't know why they didn't just keep it on Brody Lee and have him drop it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Brody Lee's hurt or what's going on, but I don't know why they would have Cody come back so soon, take it, and then just drop it real quick. That booking just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe there's something happening backstage, but outside looking in, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. What's next?
Next, we had Hikaru Shida.
Before we go past, I'm sorry. I noticed. So where does Cody lie on this face heel scale? Because during the match, he was doing some big Papa Pump push-ups, and I was confused by that.
I think that AEW's whole thing is to allow people to do both heel and face shit.
Mm.
So it's not just white meat baby faces and cowardly heels, but it's a mix of in between. So I think he's still a face, but he treads that line every so often.
It's like
more of like an arrogant face, if anything.
All right.
Next up, we hit Hikaru Shida defending the women's title against Nyla Rose. She did retain. So Val Venus is very happy with that.
I like the fact that she was pulling out some big moves in this one.
Yeah.
But back to what you just said, there was a 2 count, and she pulled up Nyla Rose. I was like, what? Isn't she the face?
That didn't make sense. I was
confused watching all these matches.
It didn't make sense at all for the champion to do that.
Well, not her being a champ, just because she was the face, right? I mean, like, when did she become cocky?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that finish kind of ruined the match because he just kept kneeing her after that. I'm like, well, shouldn't you pin her after a big move instead of just doing what you just did? It looked a little sloppy.
Yeah, but I will say it is nice to see somebody in the trans community do something on TV besides just put Lana through a table.
I haven't heard from you about the WWE in a while. Thought you were done with that, man. You better than that, Drew. You don't have to resort to those bullish tactics anymore, man. I'm
just making sure you're still here.
Hey, I just want to let you know our sub count is decreasing. It's not going up.
You know why? You want to know why?
You know what? I can gauge our audience. I can gauge our audience. I think they're ready for one more transvestite joke. So I'll sneak it in the rest of during the show. I think they're ready for one more transsexual joke. So yeah, we will put that in.
Well, just make sure you just stay the hell away from my girl Nia Jax, because you ain't been popping shit about her in a few weeks. So we've been real copacetic over here.
Okay.
But is anybody shocked that she lost, and with the finish of Vicky Guerrero slapping her and her just taking it and walking away? Like, what was that?
The storytelling of AEW, man, sometimes it's
wonky.
Very weird. Weird later on the card, because I can't wait to get to a particular match. Because
I'm sorry. There's pros and cons with them not having a huge writing room of just a bunch of writers. Obviously, the pros are that you're not getting some shitty angles like WWE. The cons are definitely sometimes the stories don't make sense and they don't get the proper conclusions because some of these people have never written long ass storylines.
Here we go again.
Oh, they're downstairs somewhere. I'm not a punk. I'll punch you in your fucking mouth.
That's my husband. That's not your husband. That's my husband. No, I'm my husband.
No, they're not doing Jerry Springer downstairs. I don't know what the hell's going on. I just know New Year's and Christmas, I do not want to be here.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Gonna get Lindy Ruff.
Is that what?
You heard what I said, man.
I mean, it's confusing, but okay.
I'm just saying, it's gonna get Lindy Ruff around these parts.
Oh. I thought you said you needed to get Lindy Ruff. I'm like, why?
No. It's going to get Lindy Ruff.
Next match that we had was the longest match of the show. Tag titles on the line. Young Bucks defeating FTR. So they claim their first tag titles in AEW.
About time.
This may be the only one I got right. Besides the main event.
So I had a problem with their stipulation of them saying that if we lose, we'll never challenge for belts again. This is the second time in a year that one of them has put out that stipulation. Mm-hmm. And it's another thing of overusing a stipulation. Cody does it. Okay, that's interesting. They do it. It's like, okay, we can kind of see the writing on the wall here.
Well, at least with Cody, it didn't go his way the first time.
Yeah, but we know that it's not always going to go against them.
Well, isn't it 50-50?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Right now it is, yeah.
I feel like they, like you said, Drew, they've used this in other storylines. Like, why?
It's kind of like when you have a match go to a time limit draw. It's like, dude, we've seen this before in AEW. Like, you can't do this, 3-4 times in a year. Like, it loses its luster.
Kind of like the surprise roll-up.
Hey, that's the ambitious move in pro wrestling.
I hate the surprise roll-up where the opponent who's losing does the most shaking. It's like, what the hell are you shaking for? Just kick out.
It's selling, man. That's what it is.
That ain't selling no more. It's like, yo, how could you not kick out? You're literally energetic as hell because you're moving your arms, your knees, your elbows, your hands.
Well, I want you to keep that same energy with that question with this next match.
I'm trying to, man, but I don't know. Go ahead, Drew.
Well, I know this is probably a bad idea, but I'm already here. So here we fucking go. Elite Deletion match. Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara.
Oh, my God. Can we just skip over this? Can we? Can we go 98? Because I feel like they did. So can we go back?
By the way, I didn't realize blood had so many carbs in it. Gangrel is looking thick as fuck.
Bro.
Even his fangs gained weight.
They're trying to put him in that jacket to, like, kind of hide it. Nah, man.
Bro, Gangrels look like fucking viscera.
You said Gangrel looking like Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys 3?
Oh. Gangrels look like Big Mama.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like Big Mama, man, for sure. But how did Mr. Helms get to keep all his, names and everything? That was surprising. Vince didn't want it.
I think that he is able to actually do like a lot of that stuff on the indies. I think that he has like an agreement with WWE where I forgot what they do, but like he spells it differently or something.
Mm.
While we're on the name switching topic, can we just sidestep a minute and go to Cody? Because we didn't talk about the full name. Would it be Cody Rhodes? How he got that name back. And like they made a big deal about it.
WWE literally just surrendered the copyright.
Yeah, but then did you see where they announced Cody in the ring and he's like nodding his head and JR was like, "You haven't heard that name since he came over to AEW." And they call him Cody Rhodes now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Cody's halfway to a jobber because he hams it up all the time.
Yeah. Well. But yeah, Gregory Hurricane Helms. AW kills me with this shit. Why do you need to have 80 to 90% of your competitors be from 20 years ago?
So I guarantee Hurricane Helms being in there was a Matt Hardy request. He's really good friends with Matt Hardy. I guarantee that was like a Matt Hardy, hey, can we get this guy a payday? Because Delta Sonic's closed right now, so he's not really making a living.
Woof. Let's talk about those horrible ass DDTs that Gangrel was handing out. Oh my god! And I love how he's like, "I made you, and this is how you.
Who you made? Who the fuck did you make?
You're talking about Matt Hardy.
How? They were in the Brood for like literally a week.
Well, hey, it happened, bro.
I made you.
Just like those Jericho and KO t-shirts. They happened. It was real.
You know that's a storyline he wrote up for him and Edge while stocking shelves at Trader Joe's. And then they're like, hey, did you want to come over for AEW? And he's like, oh, thank God, rent's due.
Oh, God. Just saying, bro. I just didn't get the point of Gangrel coming out. I didn't get it. AEW sometimes does too much, and they overthink the room. Did we need Hurricane there? No.
We didn't need that match at all.
Yeah, we really did.
Sammy should be wrestling somebody his own age.
But you know what, though? This is how I know that they're watching. AEW is still looking at the competition. And they can't mimic what WWE did because, hell, they can't even get it right. Or exceed it.
They're still trying to do what Matt did in TNA, which is, his whole deletion stuff. WWE tried it, couldn't get it working. Now AEW's trying it, and it's just like, guys, that shit was like 5 years ago. Let it go.
You know why? Because it sucks.
It's not that it sucks, it's just that it hit at the right time. But it's like, anytime that you take something and you show that you're blatantly just trying to recopy it, it's never the same as the first time.
Drew,
never gonna be.
That shit sucks, bro. Trust me. I hate. That might be one of the worst gimmicks I've ever seen in wrestling. I hate it. I hate it. It's not like every gimmick that existed, no, but the ones that they give levity to. Like, you actually gave this a platform, and you gave it time to build, and then you brought it over to a new company. It's horrible. That Brother Nero bullshit is garbage.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it kind of die. I'm ready to see Matt Hardy just, if he's gonna be in the ring, let him do something else. I don't want to see this angle anymore. Every time that these two wrestle, it hurts Sammy Guevara's stock so badly. Stop it.
Right, so that begs me to ask AEW, what are we doing?
At this point, so earlier in the year, Sammy was looking like upper mid card level, just about ready to hit a peak. Right now, I'd put him at John Silver level.
But see, that's why I asked. I said, looking at Paul's, but looking at my man's physique, I said he wouldn't last in WWE. He'd be on 205 Live.
Who, Sammy?
Yeah.
No, he could be a top guy. He has the charisma. He has the talent. But you put him in there with fucking Matt Hardy, and his matches are going to suck. Matt Hardy cannot go anymore.
But, bro, he's just like Buddy Murphy, except smaller. Well, kind of. But Buddy Murphy's got all of that. The charisma, the talent, the look.
Buddy Murphy does not have the charisma.
Yeah, he does.
Listen,
Buddy Murphy stands there with his arms crossed going, I am your disciple. That's not fucking charisma.
Buddy Murphy is in one of the hottest angles on television.
Exactly.
Because of everyone else around him. Buddy Murphy is the godfather in the Nation of Domination.
And what do you think Sammy Guevara was doing?
It's really because of one person, but yeah.
He was around Jericho.
Listen, nobody gives a fuck about Buddy Murphy. Sammy at least does have some charisma and actually talks on the microphone and isn't just folding his arms looking stoic as fuck.
Well, Drew, if you go to WrestlingStocks.com, I can guarantee you his stock is higher than Sammy Guevara's.
Yeah, well, I mean, stock market's about to crash in about 5 weeks, so I mean, I'm not really looking forward to any stocks.
I hear you, man. So we've been elected to the AEW cabinet. How do we bring the company out of this rut where we're talking about getting Sammy Guevara some new work?
Get him the fuck away from Matt Hardy. I would like to see him wrestle with Orange Cassidy. That would help both of them.
Best of 7?
Not that far.
They do the best of 7, spanning across 2 years.
That sounds like TNA booking all day. What do we got next?
MJF taking on Chris Jericho.
I missed this match and I missed.
One of my disappointments of the night.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, my piss level.
MJF did get the win in this one, so he is now in the inner circle. With Wardlow, too.
So 2 for 1.
Is this your letdown because you was expecting Wardlow to do more than what he did, Swerve?
No, I just, so can we all agree that MJF is going to probably take over the inner circle, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get Jericho out of there.
Oh,
but yeah. I was arguing with Abby about this, and I just don't think that he should have lost Jericho should have lost by looking like a clown. Because you're the leader. So if you're gonna have MJF beat somebody this way, then it should have been like your next guy up, your Jake Hager or somebody like that. I don't know what everyone's doing, but you should have had him beat someone else to become in the inner circle, and then eventually fight Jericho to take him out of there. Beating him like this, and then eventually having to do it again, I don't know what that really does for MJF.
And the big thing is MJF can now sit there and go, listen, I just beat you, Jericho. Why am I taking orders from you?
Exactly.
Yep. Writing's on the wall with that one. That's your long build. That's the next, what's the New Year's pay-per-view? AEW Revolution?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be with that match right there. You're not getting that on TNT.
They should have definitely had him wrestle somebody from Inner Circle and save him and Jericho for like a blow-off when he's kicking him out of the Inner Circle.
Yeah.
Because now there's well, you never beat me. No, I did beat you. So, I own it now.
I just find it funny 3 weeks ago for sake at the restaurant, and now MJF is basically infiltrating Jericho's faction.
Next match and the final match is John Moxley taking on Eddie Kingston. Match.
Yeah, I could wait to talk about this one.
Gets the win.
Oh God! Somebody else go, please.
Somebody what?
I was saying somebody else go first.
Oh. Yo, your man, Jobber Kingston.
Dude.
What was going on with that outfit and that gut?
Ham and egg special.
Is this a main eventer? Like, how do you expect to beat anybody with these putting on these kind of matches? After watching that, I said, okay, I see why Kenny Omega won. We got to change things. We got to change them fast. They hide behind weapons and gore, and it's like a Rob Zombie flick. It don't help.
Yo, dude, my problem isn't even with Eddie Kingston. My problem is, how the fuck do you have a finish like that for the championship? It's like, yo, you need to like add some presidential looks to this, because I mean, he's making that belt look like the hardcore championship. You win by making somebody submit with barbed wire for the championship. I mean, I know you want to be Mankind, bro, but if you're gonna be Mankind, be creative.
Oh my God!
I hated the finish. I hated it so much because I think the championship seen better days as far as matches are concerned.
Yeah, and I think the general consensus, at least and these are from AEW fans I'm just seeing online, people are tired of Moxley as champ. Not that they wanted Kingston to win, but they're tired of seeing Moxley as champ. They're ready for a new one.
You know why? Because he doesn't put on good fucking matches.
He don't.
It's all hardcore. It's all like barbed wire shit.
Yeah, he's like one-dimensional, man. And you can't be that kind of champion. At least not for long.
I mean, he was in that match, you know, dating back when he was Ambrose with Triple H and with Brock. Those are probably, to me, his best two matches. And
yeah, but look at the guy he was across from.
Exactly what I was about to say. I mean, bro, if you lean it on Eddie Kingston to help push him, hey, good luck. But it's like, I mean, I've seen this over and over again. But I truly think what AEW's focus should be is they need a homegrown talent, maybe like a Sammy Guevara or maybe somebody else to win that championship and hold it down for a while. Because it's been on him, it's been on Jericho, transplants. I think they need to give it to somebody else. I would say Paige, or not Paige, but
Omega.
Yeah, on Cole, but he's New Japan.
Well, that's a problem. The company's a year old. There is no such thing as homegrown talent when your company's a year old. Everyone came from somewhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, but who is MJF most known for, AEW or for?
He was previously in MLW.
Yeah, nobody knows that, so nobody counts it.
A lot of people count.
MJF would count if you gave him the belt.
That's what I'm saying. MJF, Guevara.
Sammy was in Mexico.
Again, nobody knew that.
You didn't know that because you don't watch anything besides WWE.
I watch what matters.
You're watching SmackDown, so you don't watch what matters.
Head of the table.
Jesus.
Don't forget it.
This guy.
Anyway, Drew, so my opinion don't matter, right? What would you rate this show? Because I was hearing online that people were calling this one of the greatest pay-per-views AEW's put on, and I was like, I just didn't see it.
Overall, I give it a B+. I did really like what I saw.
You like the main event?
The main event wasn't terrible.
Oh man.
I know you hate it because you love shitting on AEW, but I didn't hate it.
I was just saying, is it dusty? Is it dusty? You gotta go put an iron to it because you got that
What?
cape.
What?
You got that cape out again.
What cape?
That do rag, man.
What the fuck you talking about?
You got the AEW do rag, man, with the cape out. I'll see you.
You could say the match is like, I don't know, your favorite bottle of pop. You open it up, got that strong fizz in the beginning. Midway through, you still got some of that kick when you drink it. But by the end of the night, you left the bottle, the top off, and it's nice and flat.
Oh, like a W soda?
That wetness up.
Exactly. They've just got a lot. They've got a long way to go. And you know what it doesn't feel like too sometimes with AEW, some of the marquee matchups don't really have a well tied together storyline. And I just wish we can get that with the AEW championship. Because I think everything else, with Cody and with Hangman and Adam Cole, like that stuff is cool. But it's time for the AEW championship to get the just do it deserves. Because I'm tired of seeing fucking Ambrose or Moxley at a fucking popcorn stand in the arena or at a bar or using barbed wire. Enough.
Sometimes some wrestling feuds take a couple matches to get going, and you're never going to get that with AEW if they only got 1 4-week build in one match and the other person's kicked to the back of the line.
That's my whole point with the system.
Yeah, but at the same time, it gets boring if you just have rematch. Yeah, you can get stuff going without doing a rematch every fucking week.
Well, that's why you have backstage segments. You have vignettes, tag matches. You can have interferences. You can make it fresh where you don't need to have how WWE's doing it. So I think it's possible.
Yeah, you can have your 10 lashes.
Yeah, you just have to do it right. Something's got to give.
I don't know why, but I could just hear Uwap Jeff burn it up right now.
What did he think of the show?
He liked it.
See, that's why he's burning up.
Did he been passing like what his favorite match was or something that you
talk about.
When I saw Kingston come out with those tights, I was ready to change the channel.
Because you knew what it was, right? Was on the wall. Don't give me a match. I know what the hell's gonna happen in it. At a pay-per-view. Dynamite, Raw, SmackDown, cool. Pay-per-view, main event. Main event should have been Hangman Page and Adam Cole. Or not Adam Cole. I can call him.
Yo, that's like the eighth time we did that.
What the hell is his name? I can't think of his name ever. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'm just gonna call him Adam Cole because I can't think of his name.
In AEW or WWE?
AEW. Page. Who's
Page, is it?
Adam Page?
Adam Page and who?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega. I keep calling him Adam Cole. I get his name back all the time. But Omega and Page should have been the main event.
So, question going back to Jericho and MJF, I noticed that MJF still kind of acknowledges the ring, if you will. I'll just say that. Are they going to have one of those annually, or was that was the one and done kind of thing where they're not doing that when you get that ring anymore?
I think that was a one and done thing. I think that was just to get that angle going.
Hmm.
Beam me up, Scotty, when MJF takes over some gold in this company, because that's gonna be a lengthy reign. I can't wait to watch. Drew, do you have any more for AEW?
I did not, because we covered Dynamite last week.
Okay. All right. So I do have a question, keeping things AEW. We know that Kenny Omega is now the unofficial #1 contender. So let's just focus on the losers of the starting first with Hangman. Where does that leave him? Because I know you said that him and Omega isn't done per se.
I could see him getting involved with Omega's match. I could see him trying to get it worked into a three-way.
He needs a couple of the singles match, like singles wins, though, right? Like you can't just.
He has singles wins.
Enough?
Like a consecutive amount?
Yeah.
I wish they would do it like if you have 15 singles wins by this date that you could be in consideration. But
Then, I mean, nobody will be challenging for the belt at the beginning of the year.
Well,
they don't do house shows. They have one show.
I'm making up an example, Drew. Jeez Louise.
I'm saying that doesn't make sense.
No, what they're doing now doesn't make sense.
It's pro wrestling.
I feel like every time Drew talk, he got the AEW rule book in his hand.
I'm just saying it's fucking pro wrestling. Like you're trying to be like, well, what happens if the ratings go to a tie and somebody kicks a field goal? Dude, it's fucking pro wrestling.
Motherfucker, they the ones who brought the shit to the table.
To work it as a storyline. It's wrestling. They're not living and dying by fucking by a ranking system.
Storyline that doesn't make sense. Just get rid of it, please.
Ugh. Why don't we go on to what you consider perfect pro wrestling and talk about SmackDown?
Hey man, just hold on to all that salt. We're gonna need you when these inches start hitting on the ground. We're gonna need you for the sidewalks and the city streets. All that salt. Drew low-key wishes that AEW has something as gold as what WWE is doing with Roman. The impossible. Like, I thought Roman was dead to rights as far as his career is concerned. Motherfucker shows up on a random ass SmackDown with Paul Heyman, and the rest is history. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but on SmackDown, it was the rematch that kicked off SmackDown for the Women's Championship. Sasha and Bayley. Michael Cole could be heard saying throughout this match, this will be the match to end it. Do you hate or love that it was on a SmackDown and not at a Royal Rumble or a WrestleMania, if this truly is the nail in the coffin in their feud?
I doubt it's the end of it. So, I mean, that's WWE for you.
Yeah, they probably just mean we're going to pause for now and give somebody else a little shine. Because once you become a new champ, you need a couple of bodies to, lay out. It took so long for this to kick off. I didn't want to see it 72 consecutive times after they finally started it. So You know, when you fight on Raw, it's usually a blow off match or whatever, whatever TV show it is. So
Yeah.
not too mad at it.
They didn't. I watched this match. They did not treat it like that. It was very compelling. It was back and forth. It was, you thinking that Sasha was going to lose it, and you were thinking that Bayley was going to win it. Turned out that Sasha Banks did, in fact, retain the women's championship, which a lot of people lambasted her about. So, kudos to her.
Yeah, we knew she was going to retain because it wasn't Charlotte.
Well, yeah.
But we got possibly a kickstart to their new feud.
Which is what?
Which is Carmella super kicking Sasha Banks up on the rampway after the match.
And that is a feud that I can get behind. Because if Mella's good in-ring competitor. And I'm not going to lie, before that happened, I was like, damn, they're thin at the women's spot. So what are they going to do? So that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, she's definitely wearing like her new outfit and everything. So you can definitely tell she's in her new character now.
She's ready to go.
Even though she has the exact same moveset.
If I were to go to the casino and I had to bet on who's going to win the Rumble as of November 10th, who would you put your money on right now for the women's?
For the women's?
Yeah.
Somebody who hasn't been there.
Trish?
Oh, hell no.
No, you're not done it either. I'm just putting it out there.
I think it'll be Ronda.
I would probably say Charlotte, if she's able to come back.
Yeah, she hasn't won one either. Believe it or not.
What about old girl from NXT, Ripley?
Well, Charlotte did win it last year.
Charlotte won it?
Yeah, because she faced Rhea Ripley last year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I wouldn't pick her then. I would stick with Ronda.
I mean, I don't know what the deal is with the green card or the traveling situation with Ripley, but if everything's greenlit, that would be my pick. Because again, like you said, it's somebody who hasn't been there, somebody who's got just cause to come back and give it all that she's got to win that match. That would definitely be my pick.
I mean, if she surfaced and then she went back down under, like I don't know if they're going. She's still in NXT, doing whatever they do down there.
It's like they're so thin, but a woman like Bianca Belair will be a major player with like 8 eliminations, but she's not gonna win.
Yeah.
Which is stupid, but whatever. Also, just moving on SmackDown. Trying to see what else was worth a damn. Survivor Series qualifying match. Seth and Otis. Buddy Murphy, who Drew said no one cares about, appeared in this match. He popped out. Otis confronted Murphy and just was staring at him, just grimacing at him.
Let me ask you something. What was Buddy Murphy doing when he came out? I just want to double check because I'm just curious what he was doing when he was out there during this match.
He was just standing there.
Oh, so he was standing there with his arms crossed?
So look, let me interject here. So Drew is
that's a yes or no question.
No, hold on, Drew. Hold on. I'm gonna side with you here. Listen, you're kind of right as far as no one cares about him. But what I said was he's a part of the hottest segment, one of the hottest segments on SmackDown. It's not necessarily because of him. I'm just saying. He's still part of the hottest segment. I don't know what he was doing out there. It really doesn't matter. He's involved in one of the hottest segments.
You got to know where Drew's pity party is coming from. We didn't give AEW the rave reviews like he did.
Oh.
So, in the coverage of AEW that we had, we mentioned a WWE guy that he's just not a fan of. Meanwhile, his boy Elias, who was teamed with A+ guys all over the place, gets all the accolades. But somebody like Buddy Murphy, who's been around Seth for months, who is an A++ guy, gets no love. So Drew's being a hater right now.
So basically, by your standards, James Ellsworth is a A++ guy because he was in an angle with not only Becky Lynch but also AJ Styles. So since he was in feuds with top tier people, he's top tier, correct?
Drew, you're reaching, man. Come on, you know you are.
No, I'm just checking to see if that's how we're going.
No, that's how you going. Shout out to DJ Clue, man. Do remember, you were heavy on Elias's coattail for saying that.
No, I'm asking about Buddy Murphy though, because you're like, oh, Buddy Murphy's an A++ guy. He's in one of the hottest angles right now.
I never
James Ellsworth was in one of the hottest angles. Does that make him A++?
I never said that.
Wait, was he? He was in one of the highest angles?
He was with AJ. He was with Becky.
What was the angle, Drew?
Yeah, help me remember that.
He competed for the WWE Championship against AJ Styles.
You see how you do? See how you do, man? Where that goalpost at, Drew? At the 20? The 30? Jeez. You know that was some bullshit. I'm just saying.
He won the women's championship too, right? Let's just give him that too.
Well, I mean, according to him. I'm just saying Buddy Murphy has been in on Raw, now on SmackDown with Seth Rollins. And they're teasing a breakup, which means they're actually going to get a match.
So this means that anyone who's in an angle with Seth Rollins is A++ guy.
He's not an A++ guy. I'm saying Seth Rollins is.
Okay, but Buddy Murphy just stands there stoically.
I mean, that's what he's going to do. I mean, they need something for them. Yet they need a still shot. That's all that is.
Okay, so he's a cheaper Nathan Jones.
You put some respect on Nathan Jones's name.
I said he was a cheaper Nathan Jones.
I guess.
That's bad disrespect.
I don't see Buddy starring in Mad Max movies, you know?
He's going to marry Aaliyah.
Oh, my God. Anyway, he was in the ring with Otis after a stare down. Otis tried to set up the caterpillar. Murphy wasn't stoic this time, bruh. Hopped up on that apron. Got a distraction.
And stood there.
Got a distraction to make sure Rollins got the super kick off.
How do you distract him? What do you do to distract him?
Without Buddy Murphy.
What did Buddy Murphy do to distract him?
That's all you need to know.
He stood up on the apron and stood there.
When you're watching Survivor Series and you see Seth Rollins in it, just thank Buddy Murphy for that.
I mean, that actually lowers my thought on Buddy Murphy right there.
So let's move on. Michael Cole sat down with Lars Sullivan. Don't know if you guys saw this, but I guess the journey of Lars Sullivan was detailed where it was basically him going from being bullied to now being old PlayStation game, The Bully.
I hate bullies. I was bullied for the way I looked, the way I dressed, the way I took that dick in that video.
And this Bleacher Report says that there's uncontrollable or uncomfortable grunts and heavy breathing in between. This is getting out of control. So this happened right before the match with Jey Uso taking on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens ended up losing as Jey Uso got the win. And Roman Reigns finally gives his seal of approval on Jey Uso. Puts his hand on his chest. And no, he's not standing for the national anthem. He's standing because he's got another compadre in his tribe. I don't know how long this is going to last. But please don't let it end soon. Because Roman's building his little stable, and he's going to need it. Because it's, I don't know, it's the best thing that Usos could be doing right now.
I just don't want to see weeks of Roman talking to Jade like he's a bitch boy. I want to see a payoff eventually, sooner than later, where Jay kind of gets his freedom back, or he fully embraces it, but not where like Roman's treating him like a gimp.
You think they'll call Cain Velasquez again?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know who's the guy that pops Roman.
You mean like immediately after Survivor Series?
No. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I mean, it will be 8 weeks of the Usos and Roman Reigns together. But at some point, that structure is going to crumble, and there's going to be somebody that takes down the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh being Roman Reigns. I just don't know who that's going to be. It has to be a huge face. I mean, The Rock. I don't know. Do you see Rock being on WWE programming for a month?
No.
I see him being on for 2 shows to get you to WrestleMania, but the only reason I don't see The Rock being a guy to take him down is because I don't think he can win the championship.
Let me ask you a question, Swerve. This is an important question. Do you see The Rock on WWE programming, or do you see him doing some in-ring work?
Prior to WrestleMania? No.
Yes.
No in-ring work prior to WrestleMania.
I can see him doing a lot of stuff via satellite.
So essentially what you're saying is during the match, The Rock is going to get rid of the Usos, and that's that 4-month build, and that's the payoff with them. That's essentially what you're saying, because you know they're going to be involved in the match.
Between The Rock and Roman, I think he's going to beat Rock, and then they're going to come to their senses at the end of the match, as stupid as it sounds, and Roman will probably just be a face after that. I don't think Rock is going to win it, though, because it don't make sense to have him win the belt for like a month or so.
I mean, unless he wins it and then just vacates it.
And Rock, the reason that wouldn't happen is because that's family, so The Rock isn't going to do that. If this is somebody else, then I'm sure he would take the belt off of him and push him down to the end of the card, but I don't think it'll go that way. He's going to let Roman take that build because he needs it, and Rock doesn't need it.
Yeah, I just don't want to put all my WWE eggs in one bucket, and that bucket be The Rock comes back to save WrestleMania.
Because if The Rock's coming back to lose, I can see him doing it at Royal Rumble. I can't see The Rock coming back to lose at Mania.
That's exactly where he would come back. He's not going to come back to Royal Rumble to lose. That's not the big show. Mania is.
I can't see him without a belt going to WrestleMania to lose.
Well, Drew, which version of The Rock are you thinking about?
Thinking about The Rock that's in 2020.
Well, I'm going to say this ain't 98 Rock where, he's coming back on Monday night wrestling.
No, I understand that, but at the same time, The Rock is I can't see him coming. There's no point in having him come back with Roman being the incumbent champion to lose. Now, if he was going to win, that's a different story. But to lose, it doesn't make sense. Why you bring him back at all?
Well, see,
it makes all the sense in the world. It's not really about the belt. It's about the head of the table. That's the storyline.
Okay, so then have him, win the belt or something. So that way they can trade it over at Mania. That way you can have that kind of a moment. But it against The Rock doesn't make any sense.
I mean, unless you have him beat Roman and then Miz catches in.
Yeah, the Miz has already talked about cashing in at Survivor Series.
Yeah, you're not going to get Rock with two pay-per-views. Not at this age. He just doesn't have the time. He's got too many projects going.
But that was my whole point asking that question. Like, I don't really see another superstar out there that can do what we've normally seen done with factions that have the WWE champion on their side, just run through it. And the only name we could think of is The Rock. And that's crazy to think, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
On paper, it's the perfect thing for them to do. Now, as a backup plan, they may piss the entire world off and call Brock Lesnar. He's always checking his phone.
With respect to the
My bad.
That's just what they might do. That's just what they might do.
But I still feel like Goldberg is in between all of that. Because look at the SmackDown roster. I mean, who do you have to challenge Roman for the big shows? Nobody.
Right. And they were talking shit, not too long ago. So Goldberg comes back. You get a month's work out of him or a night's work out of him. He gets paid handsomely. Roman can take the night off basically because it's Goldberg.
Yeah, 2 spears and,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Goldberg lost in 20 seconds.
But I think Drew also thinks that Goldberg wouldn't come back for a loss. I'm like, at this stage in his life, he cares more about the money than anything.
Right.
It's just if you have him come back and he loses in 4 seconds at WrestleMania,
it's over.
It kills WrestleMania. It kills the whole luster. Hey, the 4-second main event at WrestleMania.
He would come back and lose at Royal Rumble, not WrestleMania.
That's your Rumble match right there, for sure.
Yeah, he's in between.
WWE's current setup for Mania is we're gonna get the championship match that's gonna be between two in-house guys. One of the championship matches is gonna be against somebody who's not even on the card, right, or not even in the company right now, and a bunch of other matches that 60% of them don't mean shit. So it was Batista, then it was Brock, and it was Goldberg last year. So that's just what the trends show me.
I hate that trend because it's just like you're supposed to be building stars. You're supposed to be taking a guy who's almost there and putting him over the edge. And this basically just takes an old guy and lets him get a paycheck.
Listen, when they did what they did to Bray, man, I said they don't even care. Because Bray was the hottest thing going in the company at the time. And they brought this motherfucker back, and Swerve was like, all right, trying to tell y'all. We wouldn't listen. Now look. That, you know what? That's crazy. That whole turn the arena red shit, and I'm going to beat you and you have no chance to beat me, that shit died when Goldberg beat him. I haven't seen this since. Disgusting. Do you have some dirt?
I do.
All right, well, go ahead and roll around in the mud, man. Let's go ahead and get dirty.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, so who likes Twitter beefs?
I do.
All right, well, we got one brewing between Dolph Ziggler and Ryback.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord.
Not
So, Ryback posted. So it started with Dolph Ziggler posting a picture of him in high school on his wrestling team, and Ryback responded by saying "bridges before bitches." This led to Dolph Ziggler responding, "They call me Goldberg because everyone hated wrestling me." He's talking about Ryback at that point. And Ryback had stated, "I never heard those chants. I was too busy listening to the buildings roar and shake with my trademark Feed Me More. What's next for Ziggy Michaels? Sitting in Gorilla, working under Pussy Paul's development program?" So it looks like he's not getting a job back at WWE either.
Yeah, that's probably done.
The next thing that I had was Braun Strowman going face again. Big Show 2.0 is getting his new face turn because Vince says Raw needs more baby faces. That's it. That's the only reason.
I said this a couple weeks ago. I said, who was the baby face on Raw? Couldn't come up with anybody. McIntyre, who was really not a baby face, but we'll let you have it. How can you be a baby face and you're always fucking screaming?
Ultimate Warrior pulled it off.
Don't mention my name and Lames in the same sentence, as Jay-Z once said.
WWE, making billions in profits, have laid off another 10 to 15 employees this week. The most notable being Tony Chimmel, a longtime ring announcer. He was working backstage as a producer. They just released a bunch of Office people that have been there for 30 years. This comes after making record profits and selling stock for millions. Yeah, that's a good look.
Is this the Rona layoffs?
What?
Is it the Rona layoffs?
Yep.
Yeah. It's hitting people tough, man.
Speaking of WWE being scummy, several anonymous wrestlers have stated that WWE's COVID protocol is borderline trash. They say that it's unsafe working environment, and a few of them have even gone on to say that the first time that they were ever given a COVID test was when they visited friends backstage at AEW Double or Nothing. So, WWE employees' first COVID test was administered by AEW.
What you want? How the old saying go? What you won't test, another man will.
I don't know about that saying's a word, but okay. Sure. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
FTR, who recently lost the tag titles, may also be wrapping up with AEW soon altogether. It looks like their contracts weren't long-term, and it looks like they may be looking to explore other possibilities. Not that they're unhappy with the company or anything, just that they want to keep their options open. So looks like their contract was pretty short-term, and that's why they dropped the title so quick. And the last piece. AEW recently had a leak a couple days ago regarding their video game production. It comes out that AEW is not working on one game. They're working on 3 games. The first one is going to be a console game. No name on the game has been announced. However, it is being developed by Ukes, who worked on the No Mercy game and the old Nintendo 64 games. They're also coming out with a GM simulator mode, a GM simulator game, which is a separate game. It looks like that may be some type of either Steam game or mobile game. And then they are coming out with a game called, let me pull this back up, a mobile casino game. So it looks like that one's going to coincide with like a Double or Nothing or, an All Out with that casino theme, but that's going to be a mobile game.
Okay. I'm around
But they're working on all 3 at the same time. The console game is developed by Ukes, who was WWE's old developer before this most recent 2K game that was trash.
Did they say anything about a release date?
That, let me see, because I didn't see anything originally. Let me just pull this up. Going to the Twitter for the games right now, because I guess the games have their own Twitter. AEW Games.
Okay.
It looks like there's no official release date. However, they also do have a T-shirt generator as well. It looks like that's going to be a mobile type game as well.
All right, AEW. Tony Khan. See you, bro. Shoddy Khan. See you all here. Drew, so no more dirt from you.
That's all I got.
All right, I actually have one piece of dirt. This is what started off as supposed to be a loving thing now turns into just can't believe these allegations are coming out. So, former WWE champion Alberto Del Rio.
Oh, can't believe I didn't put this in my dirt.
Yeah. Recently responded to Paige's, Paige.
Yes.
Who in the stink? That Paige. She made accusations saying that he used to physically abuse her back when the duo were living together. So Del Rio's response was to TMZ. He said, quote, "It was the other way around," and that he has evidence to prove it.
Bullshit.
Renee Young, who was who I think still is, close to Paige, couldn't take any more of Del Rio's malarkey. She went on Twitter and lashed out. So Renee Young went on and said, let's see if I can find it. Damn, I can't find it.
The stream finally ended.
It was one line where she said that dude can truly fuck all the way off. Talking about Del Rio.
Now, I want to also remind people, anyone who might sit there and go, well, there's two sides to every story. I do want to remind people, Del Rio is currently facing possible life imprisonment from when he abducted a woman, left her child on the side of the road, and held her against her will for a few days. So, if we're looking at characters, his character's not the best. And there's also the video in the airport where he's seen screaming at her and grabbing her by the arm. I'm talking about him and Paige. So, fuck that guy.
And singing those same tunes with Sonya Deville, basically saying "Amen, sister" to Renee Young's one-line lash out. So, I mean, based on those accusations, Drew, if you see Vince McMahon walking somewhere with a briefcase, just know the jig is up.
I don't know. I honestly do not think Vince lets him out. Just because of the fact that, the last time Del Rio did anything with them, he hopped on her personal Twitch stream and talked shit about the McMahons and Triple H. So I don't think Vince is spending a dime trying to get this guy out of a jam.
Damn shame.
I don't know if it's a mental issue, if he's taking too many headshots, if it's drugs. I don't know what's going on. But this guy had everything and blew it all. So,
Sounds like 2 or 3 years later, Dark Side of the Ring will definitely be profiling this shit.
Oh, that shit's going to be so fucking fire.
What did I just hear?
You heard right. So yeah, that was dirt. Do you guys have anything else for WWE? Anything on Raw side that you want to talk about? I mean, I saw the main event with Orton and McIntyre in a 6-way match. Whatever. I guess they're not done with that.
I don't have anything else. It just looked like the build-up for Survivor Series really is poor, to say the best. It just looks like their focus, and even if you look at the poster, the focus is the Undertaker. Nothing else, and it shows.
I think next week there's going to be 2 championship matches. I think, if I heard right on Raw. Let me just look this up. I think there's.
Well, speaking of taking, we could talk about that bracket we got.
Oh yeah, well yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that. Oh, in case you were counting, Lana put through a table again.
Of course.
Oh no, I'm sorry, she wasn't. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke saved her. Let's see what we have here. Let me just as I'm breezing through these results. Raw, y'all gotta stop doing something, man. This has to be said. You gotta stop putting all the black people together in one match. I saw Titus O'Neil versus Bobby Lashley for the U.S. Championship. Let me ask you something. In what world did Titus O'Neil earn a U.S. Championship opportunity?
I mean, he pushed Vince around.
When? 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it was Street Profits against the Hurt Business. Titus O'Neil versus Bobby Lashley. It's like, Apollo Crews versus Shelton Benjamin. Come on, man. Don't do that to me, Vince.
This is Vince saying, "See, we're diverse."
So don't do that to me. We smarter than that. Don't give me New Day versus, fucking Hurt Business. I don't want to see that.
Just wait till the Hall of Fame comes around this year.
That's
Newest
exactly.
inductee, Ahmed Johnson.
What were you saying, Swerve?
I said that's exactly what I think they're going to give us at Survivor Series.
I don't know why, but whatever.
And if Zelina Vega can earn a title shot out of nowhere, then why can't Titus?
I guess.
Hey, Zelina Vega deserved that. She beat the system. That's her win.
And a segment that should just die is the 24/7 championship. That should just die. It's over. It's painful to watch. It's jumped the hell out of the shark. I wish it would turn them into a real championship because it's over.
You want them to turn it into a real championship or just get rid of it?
Either or.
Because I don't want to see that belt rehabbed into nothing else. Just throw it away. Bring back the European, if anything.
Rehab it and then bring it back as something different.
But you know what we do have to do? We do have to give a congratulations on the show.
To who?
Here we go. Big milestone. Retribution getting their first win. Oh, yes. The most menacing team on the roster. Now 1-4. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
He was counting.
AEW blood in him, bro. You got to count. I didn't see AJ Styles at all competing on Raw. And I know the big dude that he's with. I'm just waiting for him to get involved under his new gimmick. I know AJ's in a Survivor Series match, but like you said, they're really handling it just wrong. But whatever. Yeah, I don't see anything about a championship match next week. Maybe I'm tripping, but whatever championship is defended, if there is one, it ain't switching hands. I'll just tell you that now. But that's all I'll see for Raw. Did you guys want to get into the bracket?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So Survivor Series is supposed to be the last time we'll see Undertaker. So the WWE compiled a.
Let's all pray that it is.
Say it again.
I said, let's all pray that it is.
Well, yeah, I think it's time. He'll definitely be back once there's crowds though, to get a proper send off. But yeah. So the WWE compiled together an NCAA style bracket of Undertaker matches. So here we have 4 different divisions, if you will, where there's the 1990s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and wild card. 64 matches, and they're going to crown the best one. Is it going to be at Survivor Series, or do they say beforehand? Because it's right on there. I think you said Swerve was right on their page.
Well, it was, yeah, they had tweeted that this particular bracket, so I don't know when the update's coming out or not, but I caught this scrolling through, and you know, I guess they will have the winner at the Survivor Series. I'm assuming, don't know for sure.
All right, so you guys want to take a look at the image real quick and kind of pick the winner from each bracket, and then we'll argue our final 4.
Okay.
Pick a winner from each of the 4. So we're gonna go through that, right? We're gonna go through one of the brackets right now as far as a winner.
No, so what you're going to do is you're just going to pick the winner of each of the. So like the winner of the 90s, winner of the 2010s, winner of the 2000s, winner of the wild card, and then we'll do our final 4.
I tell you what, there's a match on here missing that I don't see.
And what is that?
Undertaker, Kurt Angle, No Way Out.
Mm.
I don't see that on here.
I see Undertaker versus Kurt Angle of Vengeance.
Yes, I do. I see it. Never mind. They got it.
Oh yeah, no, they had No Way Out. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this much: 1990s Taker and Mankind. That does it for me. I see Shawn Michaels there, but you're kind of hard pressed to defeat that one, just because of all the wrestling lore that it brings. That would be it for me. I don't know about you guys.
That's your winner?
In the 1990s. I mean, I guess you can go Undertaker Brett.
I'm going. Is that the first time they fought at WrestleMania? Undertaker versus Kane? That's what I'm thinking.
That would be. 14. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with that one.
Mine would be Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, Hell in a Cell.
Drew, what bracket are you in?
1990s.
In your house?
Yep. In Your House, Bad Blood.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to 2010s. Here we have a more familiar looking match type here. That Undertaker Triple H at 27 looks sexy. And 28.
No, one of them was not sexy. One of them was terrible.
I'm gonna go Undertaker Brock in the 2010.
That was 2015, just so you know.
Well, in the 2010s bracket, I'm saying.
Oh, okay. As much as I want to pick The Undertaker Bray Wyatt, where Bray had the sweat stain in his crotch, I think I'm going to keep my people the same. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at 27 or 26.
That was a hell of a match. That would be my number 2 if I had one. That's a hell of a match. Hell of a match. But I think. Go ahead, Spurs.
Hold on, I was trying to see. Is number 3 the end of an era? Undertaker Triple H.
I think so. When Michaels was the referee.
I
Yes.
think that's the one I'm going with.
That's the one I look. That's the sexy one right there. All right. 2000s. I love how they got 3 and 6, the 2 Edge matches. Like, I'm gonna go Taker Edge at 24.
This is a tough bracket right here.
It really is.
Because I know what I want to pick, but I'm looking at all the other ones like, damn, they should have spread these out a little bit more.
So would you say the 2000s version, the ABA Taker, was the best Taker?
No, because this was half ABA, half Deadman.
Yeah, the match I'm going to pick is the ABA. Yeah, I'm sticking with Kurt 2006.
I'm going to go Undertaker Edge SummerSlam 08.
So you're picking the 6 seed.
That's correct.
So you think it's better than the Mania match?
I think that at that point they had a storyline going. Plus, that SummerSlam was also the SummerSlam with Jericho Michaels. So that to me helps it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not talking about whole pay-per-view. We're just talking about matches.
Yeah, but it bumps my memory of it. Plus, I don't want to pick the same one Max picking. So,
I just got a real beef before we get to the last one. Where the hell is Undertaker versus DDP? That's all I want to
know. It's with Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez. That's where it is.
Damn.
That's in the NIT.
Let me just say, if we're talking about all-time WrestleMania promos, or not WrestleMania, but wrestling promos of all time, that shit has to go top 10. But when you found out who it was like, but the last bracket is the wild card bracket. This one, I don't know. They have the Undertaker and Styles match as a 2 seed in here. So I can't.
These are all
about bracket.
These are all matches I probably could care less about, but based off the names, I'm gonna give this one to Undertaker and Batista.
You know what? I'm going Undertaker and Jeff Hardy. I'm taking 2 number 1 seeds to the Final Four. This was the Undertaker as like drop the veil. He's showing the fans like, okay, this is what I do in the back where I give guys their props, but I'm going to do that in the ring. And this young kid's got some spunk, and I'm going to let everybody know that I see it. Taker, Jeff Hardy. And you know how much I hate Jeff Hardy. So that should tell you a lot.
I'm going to say, and I'm going to go a little bit rogue here. I'm going to go Royal Rumble 07.
That was where he came back as 26.
Yep, and then him and Michaels were the last two. They both got basically busted open by Rated RKO. And then basically their final two was a match in its own.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite Royal Rumble match of all time. So
Michael's feet touched first with the clothesline, right?
Well, that one they kept on like oh, who's gonna go over, and then Michaels went for that sweet chin music by the ropes, and Undertaker just ducked and got him.
Oh, okay, no, I know what you're talking about now. All right, so just recap your final fours. I'll start. I got Undertaker, Mankind, #1 seed out the 90s. I've got Undertaker, Brock from the 2010s. I'm sorry, that's a 4 seed. I also have from the 2000s Undertaker and Edge, the 3 seed, and then I've got from the wild card Undertaker, Jeff Hardy on 1 seed.
I've got Taker versus Kane, 3 seed in the 1990s. Taker versus Triple H, 3 seed, 2010s. Taker versus Kurt, 5 in the 2000s. And Taker versus Batista, #5 in the wild card.
And then I've got Taker versus Shawn Michaels, the 2 seed in the 90s. Taker versus Shawn Michaels, the 1 seed in the 2010s. Taker versus Edge at SummerSlam, the 6 seed in 2000s. And Royal Rumble match 07, 7 seed in the wild card.
All right, so final four. Let's pick a winner from our each individual bracket. Drew, you want to start it off?
Oh, damn, I know it's going to burn through this whole thing today.
Oh, all right. Well, no, okay. All right. We'll pause it. We'll just remember where we are, what picks we had. We'll pause it. We'll give us some time to go back and reflect. Hit up the network if you need to and watch these matches in your spare time, and come back next week with a winner.
Can I just also point out? I'm gonna say something that's very brave yet so controversial. Undertaker vs. Mankind, King of the Ring, 98, is not a #1 seed.
It's only there.
It should not be. Have you ever watched that match in its entirety?
I mean, it's there because of the Hell in a Cell spot.
It's there for two bumps. The
Yeah.
one where Mick falls off the cage and the one where he falls through. The rest of the match is not good. Undertaker has a broken foot. Mankind's broken. It was not a great match.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we all agree, but I just think those 2 bumps, I mean, damn. That overshadows a lot that went wrong in that match.
And I also feel that the Undertaker Yokozuna Survivor Series match should have been replaced with the Boiler Room Brawl. My personal opinion. I get that they didn't win 3 Undertaker Mankinds on there, but if you ever watch that casket match from Survivor Series, that shit was junk.
Wait, do they have how do they not have Undertaker Stone Cold SummerSlam?
That match sucked too.
I mean, I figured it could replace something on here though.
It might be able to replace the Undertaker Brett from SummerSlam, but
oh, you know what? Well, it could. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's in a tough era, so never mind.
Those two, for some reason, never had great matches. I don't know if it's the fact that their chemistry was just always off, or maybe they always worked injured with each other. But I can't remember a single time that they had a match where it was like, wow.
Nah, I mean, I guess it's because of Stone Cold style, probably, and Undertaker didn't really evolve into a mat wrestler until later on. But I don't know.
Undertaker was never really a wild wrestler anyway, though.
He had great matches, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
he
had
was
some.
still
Oh, he certainly did, but
he was a 300-pound guy jumping over the top rope and clearing it. I mean, he had great matches.
Like that one that I keep talking about, him and Kurt, maybe changed my mind about him in particular. I was like, damn, I didn't know he could wrestle like that.
that's why I really like ABA Taker a lot, man. He put on good matches. And I
But that
really
was
like the
Taker.
moveset.
Yeah.
I don't know why. A lot of people hated him. I'm just like, dude, do you know the matches that he gave you?
There is one I would put on here that was ABA. I think it's a 2000 and it might be a 2010 bracket. But I'll just say as an honorable mention because all these matches are tough in here. Actually, you know what? I will replace it with um, Undertaker and Shane. I forget what year it was, but anyway, Undertaker versus Ric Flair, where he was ABA American Badass. I would plop that in there somewhere.
Dude,
WrestleMania 18.
dude. Oh man. Yeah.
That
That would be
deserves.
2000s.
Yeah.
What we should do for next week, before also picking a winner, we should pick a substitute for each of these decades. So, like, what we would substitute, and then what match we would take off. That
Yeah,
way, we have time to actually like think about it for each decade.
because we can come up with like 100 for the wild card. Because come on now,
Yeah.
they didn't give us shit to work with here. But yeah, I'm down for that. Because
All right.
if this is truly the end, and this is how they're gonna honor Taker in one way, then yeah, let's go ahead and contribute to that. Because
how did I have Taker versus Cena here?
on the wild card joint, right? Just saying. I would have took Taker CM Punk. But you know,
That's another one.
it's all good. We'll reconvene next week, and we'll give our winners, and then we'll give our alternate winners, our bizarro winners of each bracket, if we had to pick.
Looking at this makes me realize that Taker has so many matches he can have his own streaming service network.
Seriously, I can't wait until they come out with, I don't know, a documentary. I want a documentary with Undertaker with, like how the Last Dance had 10 hours. I want 10 hours.
You want like a film crew following him around, but not when he's like old and broken down. You want them following him around like 98.
Exactly. Well, aren't they doing something with Stone Cold like that?
They're doing something with Stone Cold and Vince.
I need that Last Dance feel. I need what was the movie, the wrestling movie that came out in the late 90s? Beyond the Mat. Beyond the Mat. I need that kind of feel.
Here's the problem though. You're not going to get that with Undertaker from the 90s. Because at that point in time he was so protective of his character, he wasn't going to be letting a film crew film him.
Yeah. But shit, when he was telling stories on Broken Skull, I mean, I was like a bee on honey.
Yeah.
It was riveting television. I didn't want to look away. And just to be a fly on the wall where you've got a 22, 23-minute match, and then I really didn't care about the match. I wanted to go in the backstage and I wanted to hear what other wrestlers were saying. I wanted to hear what he was saying to the competitor or what the gorilla position was. That's the shit that I'm interested in. Let me see you getting your ice put on your knees. I want to see that kind of stuff.
I
But
love that behind the scenes shit. I love it.
yeah, always want to let you peek through that curtain. So
Why,
again,
you ever watch Wrestling with Shadows?
I have not.
That's another good one. That's Bret Hart was doing a documentary, and it just so happened that he was letting them film him the same within a 2-week period that the Montreal Screwjob fell in.
Oh shit!
And there was one scene where him and Vince have a meeting, and Vince didn't know that he was mic'd up. And you can hear them talking, and Vince like gives him the finish, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just gonna do like a schmoz finish, where it's just gonna be everyone's gonna run in and cause a DQ, and then you'll drop the belt tomorrow and go to WCW from there." And so everything Brett says is laid out there in this video of, yeah, they told me that they were gonna do this, and then out of nowhere they fuck me. And it shows their raw reactions, like the family's raw reaction and everything of like, what the fuck is going on here?
Is this on YouTube or how can I watch this?
They had it on the network for a little bit, and it might still be on the network, but it's on YouTube as well.
Wow, even everything with him and Vince? Damn.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're gonna need to wrap because I'm getting the text from my boss that I need to sign in.
Okay.
All right, well, you heard Swervy's boss. My name is Proto Mac. Of course, for Swervy Lee, and always No Chill Drew. This is the No Pyro Podcast. We are gonna catch you guys next week, where you'll learn more of our taker bracket, more console stories, and more of the nonsense they put on our televisions on Tuesdays, or I'm sorry, Thursdays and Mondays and Fridays. So we'll catch you next week. And see you later. Deuces.